Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining. It's my first time here, so it's kind of exciting, I'm not gonna lie. As he has mentioned, I'm Yasmin, I'm the principal at Kendila Middle East, and I'm truly pleased to be here today. So today we'll be diving into a topic that blends design and well-being. Um, it's acoustic lighting, as you may know, and how Kendila is approaching it through the lens of human experience, because it's one of our biggest um, principles at Kendila, and not just focusing on the technical performance. I wish to take a moment, actually, before I start, to thank Max too for this initiative and for inviting us to be part of this inspiring series. So we'll start with a look at Candela, then dive into the fundamentals of acoustic lighting, and then finally, towards the end of the presentation, we will explore two of our most standing out acoustic products. And at the end, of course, you'll have the time to ask me any questions you have. So, shall we begin? We'll start with a brief. Um, so sorry, So this is just a brief way to explain and show to you guys what the agenda is going to be going through. The presentation will be cut into two parts. The first one will be mostly focused about our company, trying to introduce ourselves to you guys. As for the second part, we will explore acoustic lighting, its essentials, and how we approach it at Candila. About our lovely company. It's a still very young company. We began with a simple and brief objective in life, in lighting in general, that light should do more than just illuminate and that it should really resonate with everyone. We were founded in Canada and we're now expanding globally. So basically, we craft lighting, material, space, and the people who live in it. So basically, let's say the end user of lighting. Um, we are mostly driven by the desire to facilitate things for our clients. We all come from the world of lighting and from different lighting companies, and we saw that clients of like in any company, to be honest, are our main focus, and often they're not given as much as we hoped the company would give to the client. So that's why we focus on that, while also, of course, offering a platform for our artisans to showcase their skills on a global matter. The reason I mention this, I will explain later on when we discuss the artisanal collection. So although our focus is a bit smaller than other companies, we do things with deep intentions. So each product is designed not to just what's trending, but in response to a real emotion and a spatial need in general. When it comes to our mission and vision, we have three core values, which are human impact. Basically, we want to be a company that doesn't feel like you're working with robots. So we design, and of course, our designs also are made to serve people first. And of course, to support our artisans, because in our artisanal collection, it's all handmade. And we empower off grid communities that whose art is basically being lost in around the international countries, let's say. Um, the second point would be cultural purpose. Through our artisanal collection, we honor traditional techniques and global craftsmanship. And finally, environmental responsibility. We try to prioritize sustainable materials and mindful products. And we also try to do our best to give back to the world in any way possible, rather if it's uh, um, eco-friendly initiatives or helping. We actually have a planted trees partnership with a certain company. So we try to give back. Sorry if I'm rambling. I get kind of excited about the company, and I sometimes forget myself. So with this, basically, what we always ask ourselves at Kendila is how this piece affects how someone feels in a space, and that's basically where our creation begins. And when it comes to the vision, of course, we want to merge the worldwide craftsmanship, like I mentioned in our artisanal collection that I'll mention slightly later. We want to give back to whomever is helping us. So we have three collections, as I mentioned. The artisanal collection is a handcrafted storytelling pieces, mostly rooted in tradition. We basically aim to globalize local traditions from all over the world, and we're in Morocco because one of the co-founders is actually the founder is actually from Morocco, and we saw that there was beauty made with wood, specifically tuya wood in Morocco that the rest of the world didn't know existed. And we basically decided to merge that with high-end technology, lighting technology, of course, to create something special that no other lighting company has done yet. We also have architectural collection, which is obviously driven by precision, clarity, control, and restraint. Finally, we have the selected collection, which is a design forward essentials, and it's basically just making Kendila's products more accessible. So each collection reflects a unique type of experience of our values, but all of them say, with all of them, we try to serve the same purpose to basically improve the way people experience lighting. When it comes to our design principles, the design process follows four enduring principles. The first one being passion. So, as clear as is, we are very passionate about what we do. We do everything with care, with detail, and everything we do has to be taken very carefully into consideration. Of course, transparency. We truly intend to always be clear. We never force anything, and we don't believe in hiding how things are made. We like to show the world exactly this is how we made this fixture, this is with what material, and this is how long it takes, etc. Purpose. Everything we choose must serve a purpose in the space or for the user. So our designs are actually very closely curated. Finally, ingenuity. We see creative yet simple solutions that solve real problems. And if a product is being created or designed, if it doesn't follow all 4 points, then we don't move forward with it. Just to show you quickly that our acoustic lighting collection falls under the architectural lighting collection. So just on, by the way. So now we get to the second part of the presentation where we're going to discuss what acoustic lighting is. Simply put, it's to help with the noise. But acoustic lighting merges two functions, which is illumination and sound absorption. It was born actually from a growing need for big spaces and open environments, like mostly cafes, offices, learning spaces, schools, open concept offices as well, to be both visually and acoustically comfortable. So you don't have to compromise on either. We use materials like recycled PET felt. The fixtures obviously absorb sound, and while keeping a high quality light deliverance, in a nutshell. So acoustic lighting isn't just a visual compromise, it's a tool for calmness, clarity, comfort, and everything that goes around it. They're just a quick scheme to see basically what makes a good acoustic light with good material, strategic draw material of the fixture itself, of course. So yeah, basically all these three put together is what makes acoustic light. Quickly, we'll jump over. Basically, the three aspects that we make a good acoustic light is what leads us to Umber and Echo. This is the reason we decided to talk about specific fixtures. So when it comes to Umber, it's basically just a classic dome. It's reimagined in a slightly different way from what's on the market. It's warm, it's quiet, it's familiar. It serves both basically atmospherical and function capabilities. So it's not only is it aesthetically beautiful to look at, it's also highly absorbent. It's a molded felt, so it's not cut or stacked. As for Echo, Echo is a bolder sculptural fixture with a strong visual anchor for softness um, built into the panels. This one, however, is not molded, it's cut and attached. Assembled. When I mentioned earlier that we are very transparent with how our fixtures work and everything, we always display everything that has to do with assembly, whether it's to do with the light engine, or the fixture itself. Jumping to form and function, what makes what makes Echo and Umber so effective is basically the use of high NRC rating, which is the noise reduction rating chart, I want to say. The optimized material choice, PET felt, recycled to add, is actually one of the best type, well, one of the very few. There aren't many types of felt on the market, I'm not going to lie. It's the strategic geometry, as I mentioned earlier, with the dome. Lighting efficiency, we try to use very high light engines, quality light engines in all our products. And of course, it has integrated dimming and control. As for the formal efficiency, it's visually very minimalistic. You can have different sizes, shapes, scalability and modality, as you can see on the screen. And when it comes to the finish, we have up to 30 different colors of felt. It's also very lightweight. So for shipping, it's not as terrible as transporting aluminum. And of course, it's sustainable. It's sustainable in construction, sorry. And the material, of course, is very sustainable. These are just some more details about our fixtures. We don't compromise on anything when it comes to the light engine or the fixture itself, as I mentioned. You will find many acoustics lights out there with few that combine design sensitivity with real performance. Of course, I'm not saying there aren't. There are a lot that are actually doing both as well. But at Kendila, we try to avoid both extremes. Over-designed objects and generic solutions. So Echo and Amber are modest in shape, very rich in experience, and very customizable again when it comes to size and felt colors, and all built to order with a 6-week lead time. So as you can see on the screen, the pet felt is 8 to 9 millimeters in diameter, actually to 9.5, and everything else I have mentioned already. So they're not just quiet in sound, and in presence. It's just they're stunning fixtures. I'm not just saying this because they're ours, but they're very imposing once you are in the same room as them. So I guess that brings us to the end of my presentation. Sorry if I went too fast. If you have any questions about acoustic performance, the installation, customization, or anything else, please feel free to ask me. And before we start the questions process, I want to thank you, Max Agencies, for your support and for the hosting of this session.